One more event, 2 days left. Give it everything, because everything's on the line. A last chance to be the best, to prove you've got what it takes to make this season count. It's a sprint to the finish, a make-or-break chance to win a title and $200,000. Yeah! This is the season's most crucial competition.
That's what I'm talking about. Who's going down there? Damn, look at that bad boy. Oh, yeah. Holy cow. There he is, folks, your champion. $500,000, Richard.
The Potomac River, often referred to as the nation's river, and flanked by the nation's capital and all its history, the Potomac is about to produce history itself in the form of big bass as the FLW Tour makes its first ever visit here. It's the final stop of the 2005 Walmart FLW Tour. From the Plata, Maryland, it's the inaugural Chevy Open presented by Kellogg's. Hello, everybody. I'm Keith Leibowitz, along with Charlie Evans. You could not ask for more drama, a better top 10 field, or more storylines than we have here at the Potomac. Not only will one of our pros win $200,000 for the top prize, but our Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year award has not been decided yet. And the two pros vying for that award are both in our top 10 field, Greg Hackney and Toshinari Namiki.
What a year Greg Hackney has had. This is his second top 10 in a row. He's leading in the Angler of the Year race. It's his to win or lose. And Namiki, what can you say about him? 6 events, 4 top 10s, and a win already this year. He's hot.
How about Kellogg's pro Clark Wendland? We have not seen or heard from Clark all year. In fact, his best finish before this event, 81st. But now he is back. He's making his 19th FLW Top 10 appearance.
In the 10 years along the Walmart FLW Tour, Clark Wendland has been the most consistent angler. He's 2-time Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year, 2-time Walmart Open champion. He's had a tough year, but he's back. Look out, he could win this one.
Yeah, Clark is back. And how about the wild man, Mike Iaconelli, widely considered, well, let's just say, the most well-known angler in the world?
I got to tell you, when he's out there, he's an emotional angler. He catches one, the people in Washington, D.C. will hear about it.
Here is where it starts, Smallwood State Park in Charles County, Maryland. And as we said, this is the final event of the regular season. On top of everything else, this is the last chance some of these anglers will have to make it to the top 48 in the standings and a berth in the Forest Elwood Championship.
It's now or never. Plus, there's $200,000 at stake for the winner here at the Chevy Open.
While some are just focused on winning this event, 2 others are looking at the big picture, winning the Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year title.
You know, winning the Angler of the Year would mean it'd be the ultimate for me. It's a lot bigger deal than winning a tournament. This is a pure sign of consistency. You've been the best angler all year long. That's kind of how I grade myself. I was second in this last year. I don't like second anymore. I really want to win this one, you know, and the next few days I'm gonna fish the way I want to fish.
And here's the only other man who can win it, Toshinari Namiki.
Even I catch 30 pounds each day. I had 60 pounds for both today. But if Greg finishes second, I have no chance to win the Angler of the Year.
Now, because of their performance here on the Potomac, J.T. Kinney and Anthony Gagliardi have been eliminated from the Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year race. Only Greg Hackney or Toshinari Namiki can win it. Each place is worth 1 point. Therefore, Namiki must finish 7 places ahead of Greg Hackney to win the title. At 6:30, the pros head away from the ramp with their co-anglers. It's a bittersweet moment for these competitors. For some of them, the season will be over after this event.
For all but the top 48 who qualify for the Forest Elwood Championship, where the winner gets $500,000.
The winner here will take home $200,000. The weights will go back to 0 starting this morning, and the weights from today and tomorrow will determine our winner. And this river has produced a lot of fish so far in this tournament. We could see some great catches over the final 2 days, Charlie.
In the top 10 so far, everybody's got over 30 pounds. An amazing resource here. Lots of aquatic vegetation, producing some real quality habitat and some great fishing. And remember, the Potomac is a tidal river, and that'll affect the way they fish.
Maryland is located right in the mid-Atlantic coast, and the Potomac is the state's southern border. Where the anglers begin near La Plata, is about 25 miles downstream from the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. And here is George Cochran and his co-angler, Chris Kester. And Charlie, George has a resume that is as complete as any professional angler in the world.
Already a Walmart FLW Tour champion on Kentucky Lake, 2 Bassmaster Classic wins. When big money's on the line, George steps up. And he's got one hooked up here. A great start for the final round.
And his co-angler will help him out with the net.
All righty, that's the way to start the morning.
Now over to Mike Iaconelli and his co-angler, Kent McPhail. Ike's quiet now, but a few moments ago it was a different story when he got his first keeper of the day.
A big one, too. Big one. Giant, giant. Yeah! Yeah! Woo!
He's having fun out there.
Potomac River, largemouth, baby. That's the way to start the day out. Yeah!
That's Mike Iaconelli at his best.
No, big one. Big one.
Here's number 2.
Oh, my God!
He's hooked up again. I gotta tell you, when he hooks up one, everybody knows about it. He puts on a real show.
Get him.
He's intense.
He says he loves fishing, but he's driven by the competition.
Yeah! 5-pounder, baby. Woo!
And through the Chevy Cap Cam, you can see the Ranger and Yamaha Pro at work. Mike Iaconelli making some noise early on.
5-pounder, baby. Woo! Woo! Who's your daddy, baby? Who's laughing now? Who's laughing now?
It looks like it's going to be a full day of action. Come on back for more from the Chevy Open on Walmart FLW Outdoor. Down now on Castrol Pro, Carl Sweebeck and his co-angler George Pulaski. Carl's one of the most likable anglers on tour, a guy who comes out here and has a great time. Let's hear it for Castrol Pro from Silent Springs, Arkansas, Carl Sweebeck.
Been fishing the FLW for 7 years now. I've been in 5 top 10s.
There is number 5, and that will put him in the lead.
Not this year.
Oh, gosh, dog it. I have had a real difficult year this year, and to be able to come out here and fish for $200,000 is really just phenomenal.
I'm one of those guys that just enjoys the sport of fishing, and it's exciting, and I couldn't imagine myself doing anything else.
Whew, I tell you what, got the jitters this morning.
From the time you hook a fish, it's just the excitement. I tell you, you're definitely going to see me holler and jump around when I catch one.
God, I love this sport.
I can't even imagine. $200,000. You would probably see a short man breakdance without a doubt.
He's got one so far today, but hasn't started the breakdancing yet. Oh, here we go.
Oh, good one. Good one. Hang on there, boy.
He's got a real quality fish hooked up here. You gotta take your time, Carl. Get him into the boat. This one could make a difference.
It's his first top 10 in years.
Yes! Right! Woo! There's a 6-pounder.
You can hear how hard he's breathing there. Boy, is he excited.
Yes, he is. Worked hard to get that big fish out of those weeds and into the boat. Quality hook set, taking his time with this huge monster. This is an important fish. He did a great job.
And Carl has landed a fish that could vault him right to the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
A thank you kiss from Carl Sweebeck. Over to Kellogg's Pro Sam Newby and his co-angler Chad Hicks. Sam is on the bubble for making it to the championship. His performance here will decide whether he moves on to Hot Springs for the Forest Elwood Championship or goes home, and he's got one on here.
Good fish. He needs that one. He's got to finish in 6th place or higher to qualify for the year-end championship. 5 years on tour. He's a winner on Lake Champlain in 2002.
Here's Greg Hackney in the Chevy boat along with his co-angler Fred Martin. Greg was second in last year's Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year race. This year he wants to take the title. And Greg has had some struggles this morning landing fish.
He got off to a really slow start. Just wasn't hooking up to him good. Had some fish on. but they came off on him. He just having a tough time.
Very un-Hackney-like. He's used to landing everything he hooks into, but as you can see from the overhead, very thick cover that he's fishing around, which may be contributing to the fish breaking off.
Tough to get him out of those heavy grass mats, but this one goes into the boat.
Not as big as what the other anglers are catching today, but it's a start.
All he has to do is finish in 7th place or higher, and he'll wrap up the Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year title. He's hungry for it.
That fish goes into the live well, and we go over to Greg Hackney's only competition in the Angler of the Year race, Toshinari Namiki. His co-angler today is Johnny Taylor. 1 win so far this season and 4 top 10s for Namiki. What a season for him.
He's had a great year. Here he's having a great tournament. Starts on this railroad bridge every single day, and Johnny Taylor nets a nice one for him.
No one within sight of Namiki.
2 3/4 maybe. Yeah. Skinny, but nice fish.
Hi, I'm Greg Hackney. I'm fishing for the Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year. Come on back and see if I catch him on the Potomac.
Welcome back to the 2005 Chevy Open on the Potomac River in Maryland, where the stakes are at their highest. Kellogg's pro Clark Wendlandt has had a tough season. He's looking to turn it around here. He'll have to work through the changing tides to do it. Yamaha pro Matt Herron shows us how in today's Fishing 101, presented by Field & Stream.
The key on the Potomac River this week was bait presentation. The amount of weight that you used at the speed of the tide was critical. On the low, slow, outgoing tides, you wanted to use a 1/4 ounce, 1/8 ounce weight, as light as possible. To control your bait, you wanted a straight down vertical presentation in the grass. As the tides got stronger, you wanted to step it up to a 1/4 ounce weight, maybe a 5/16, and get a vertical presentation on the clumps of milfoil. And as the tide got to its strongest, you wanted to go up to a 3/8 or a 1/2 ounce to control the speed of your fall to stay as close to the clumps of grass as possible. Do these things, and I believe you'll have great success the next time you fish tidal water.
Great success is just what Clark Wendlandt needs. He's one of the most successful anglers in the history of our tour, a 2-time Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year.
Throwing a crankbait around those piers, great cover for the fish, and with the tides not moving much, that's a bait that'll cover a lot of territory in a hurry.
Nice fish for Clark Wendlandt, his first of the day.
I can't notice any movement at all out here. I think it's, we're just totally at high tide, so that's a bonus fish right there.
Clark didn't expect to catch one without current moving. He wants that current to really start ripping when the fish will really turn on.
Over down to Brent Chapman and his co-angler Roger Hester. They're near Piscataway Creek, about 15 miles north of the launch site. And Brent's looking for a repeat performance from yesterday, because on day 2, Brent Chapman was on fire. He had a 2-day total, Charlie, of 33 pounds and 10 ounces.
He was hot yesterday. He's hot again today.
There we go.
2 nice catches already in the boat.
Look at that.
Now he's looking for fish number 3.
That was me. Fish! Ooh, there we go. This is a good one. Stay up, baby. Yeah!
And he is pumped. Brent Chapman landed a big one.
Looky there. Look at that, guys. That's what it takes to win 200,000. And right there is why you throw a trailer hook.
That fish caught on the very second hook. Again, regular hook, and then one attached behind it in case they're hitting shorts, then you still get them. And again, gotta get every fish that bites. You hope to win the Chevy Open at $200,000.
That's a technique a lot of the anglers employ out here on the Potomac. Gary Yamamoto is with his co-angler, Pat Wilson. Gary's had a great morning as well.
He is hot, landing fish after fish after fish. He's got 4 in the live well already.
Gary Yamamoto, his name synonymous with the sport of bass fishing, having a great tournament in his first top 10 of the season. Looking for number 5. This is the limit fish if he can get it to the boat, Charlie.
A good quality fish. He's got to get it into the net. All right. And this is his best fish so far. He's got a 5 bass limit in the boat. Now try to call up from there.
This is what we need to catch. 4 more of these and we'll be done. I'm getting closer to the win.
Gary Yamamoto in the Energizer boat having some fun out there today. You can only bring 5 fish to the scales with you, but you can catch as many as you want. Mike Iaconelli also going for a big win, and here we go. Listen up.
Big one. Oh, my God. Oh, it's giant. Oh, no! Oh, no, it's a giant!
The whole lake can hear him.
He is excited. He is pumped. This is keeper number 3.
You ready? You ready? Get ready.
Taking his time here by the net. Play this fish down.
Ready?
Don't rush him into the net.
Ready? There you go.
Oh, no.
Let me just hold you for a second.
Unbelievable.
Thank you.
You bet.
I'm sorry for the hug.
I'm not going to kiss you, though.
Oh my God!
Mike Iaconelli is having a great morning on the Potomac.
He's catching some quality fish, and the key may be light line. He's using 10-pound Berkeley fluorocarbon, so you really got to take your time. Don't rush these fish into the net. Got to get them out of those thick weeds, and he is having a blast.
6-pounder!
The man simply known as Ike is in the lead, and he's still 2 fish from a limit. The competition is in high gear. We'll be back after this. Toshinari Namiki is hunting for the fish that will help him overtake Greg Hackney. 2 men. One of them will be the Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year. Right now, Hackney seems to be happy staying put. He got off to a tough start this morning, but things are looking up. 5 keepers on board. In fact, Greg has fished in the same area of the Potomac all week long.
A huge grass mat full of fish, and he's doing a great job of flipping his bait in there and pulling out some quality fish.
And here he is hooked up again. And Charlie, I've been in this area as well. Very clear water. You can see the fish swimming around. The challenge is catching them.
Got to get your bait just in the right place, right down there where the bass lives, to pull them out.
I want to show you something big, man.
Greg was having problems early in the day because he was using too large of a bait. It would not penetrate that thick vegetation and get down to where the bass lives. Then he switched to a smaller bait, one that would fit down into the small holes, dropped it down in front of the fish, boom, he was in business.
I missed a lot of opportunities this morning. If I can just get enough to stay in the hunt, I can catch a big bag. I mean, I know that. I'm confident I can do that.
Not confident enough to relax just yet. Here's the man breathing down his neck. It's Toshinari Namiki fishing out of the Snickers boat, and Namiki's got another one on.
He has been so hot all year long. 4 top 10s out of 6 events. He is on fire. Quality fish here, taking his time.
Oh, thank you. No, pulling hard, but not so big. More than I thought.
He thought it was bigger than what it turned out, but still a good fish for Toshi.
I thought it's 4-pounder.
It's almost 4 pounds, but it is his limit fish. Another guy who's had 4 top 10s in one season is Land O'Lakes pro Jerry Williams. This is just part of his long career in this sport. He's a Land O'Lakes pro from Conway, Arkansas, making his first top 10 this year, Jerry Williams.
I've been fishing competitively since 1973. My first BASS tournament I fished, the entry fee was $150. And I spent a week in a motel. And I come in 5th. And I won 500. It's the old school versus the new school. And I'm from the old school. Today, I mean, man, look at the money that's it's out here right now. It's awesome. You know, I mean, the best times I ever had is Keith gets on a roll. And I've sat down and applaud for my son, and it doesn't get any better than that. And we work together, we share information, we travel together, you know, we have a good time with it. Yeah, it's great, it's great. Oh, I lost him. Damn it. Right now, I think 20,000 is the least I can win, and that's a pretty good payday, you know. So, beats 1973.
Big bucks on the line here for Jerry.
Oh, yeah. Come here. It's another one of them tidal water fish. Not very big, but yeah, that's why I like this Potomac River. We fished this treetop here a minute ago. We fished it for 15 minutes, and I got a bite, didn't catch one. Then we came right back. I've caught 2 out of it. He's caught 1 out of it. Not very big, but at least they're just moving in here, you know. Not a bad fish. It's nice to be culling this time of day.
You can only keep 5 at a time. All the rest are released alive.
Oh, yeah.
Now over to Brent Chapman.
There's a fish net.
Got one hooked up here on the way to the boat. Throws it in, and it comes off in the net.
I guess so. Good net job there. Right in the net. Not a big one, but we can start culling now.
The day's barely half over, and anglers are culling, but they're not keeping up with the guy catching the big ones. Charlie, how interesting is it that Mike Iaconelli, his first FLW top 10, he is whacking them early on, but he's going about it in a very unusual manner.
Yeah, he's using light line, spinning rod and reel, even though the water's dingy and he's fishing aquatic vegetation. That's tough to get those big fish out of the weeds with that light line.
Ike is doing it, though, and he has been on big ones all morning.
Good one. Big one. Big one. Oh, God, big one. Big one.
What a day Ike is having here.
God, it's giant.
This is his limit fish, and it seems every fish he's brought to the boat has been a monster.
Yeah!
All right.
Yeah! Woo! Yes, sir!
Another hug.
Yeah!
If this were a baseball game, he'd be pitching a perfect game right now.
There's the number 5. Another 4-pounder. Yeah! I got a big bag. I got a big... Yeah, brother, yeah!
He's having an unbelievable day. Everything's going just perfect for him, going exactly right.
Beautiful hook set here, looking at the Kellogg's bow cam.
With that light line, pulling those big ones out of those weed mats.
I figured out how to catch one in here, bro.
Mike Iaconelli stretches out his lead. Right now it looks like nothing can touch this guy. And the day is only half over.
Banana boat, FLW outdoors. I love it, baby. Don't get any better than this. Woo!
Welcome back to the Chevy Open here on the Potomac River in Charles County, Maryland, the last regular season event of the 2005 Walmart FLW Tour. Here's Gary Yamamoto in his second top 10, but he doesn't seem affected by the pressure. Win or lose, he's already a legend in the sport. His name is synonymous with big fish. From Mineola, Texas, Gary Yamamoto.
I started the fishing lure business because I wanted a special type of bait. I got into it when Japan was just starting to grow, so I had a ready market for the product. And, oh, come on, fish, we got to put on a show. I own the biggest herd of Wagyu cattle, which is the Kobe beef in the United States. The steaks are very expensive. They're selling well right now.
Gary, do you think of yourself as a professional fisherman or a businessman who enjoys fishing?
A businessman, but a fisherman that likes to fish.
That's a tough question. I mean, he loves to fish. Really, I think that's his main deal. It doesn't matter what he's fishing for. He loves to fish. It's truly his passion.
Closer and closer to being happy. How upsetting would it be for me to lose a tournament because someone caught the whole stringer on my baits? I'm just happy that people are using it and they're successful with it.
Gary wins either way, and of course he's using one of his own baits out here today, Charlie.
Senko is a great bait that anybody can use, even amateurs. It's a salt-impregnated bait. That extra salt makes it heavier and makes it fall in a very unique way that fish just can't stand.
That Senko has helped land him 7 keepers today. Gary Yamamoto fishing out of the Energizer boat, looking to be fishing obviously around the boats and the docks.
Mostly fishing those pilings that provide cover for the fish. Here comes number 8. He's having a great day. Good net job from his co-angler. Just puts that Senko right by those pilings, let it slip right down real easy, and the bass pick it up.
This is the one we're looking for.
That helps.
The bass will hit that Senko on the fall. It's a nice catch, but there are bigger fish out there and other anglers are finding them. Clark Wendland for one. The Kellogg's Pro is working the pilings of a pier just about 17 miles downriver from the launch ramp.
Down the river, the tide is getting out a little bit quicker than it gets out up the river, and so I need a low tide, and so I'm just not...
Oh, look at that. He's got one hooked up there.
What he was saying is he needs the low tide that creates current, which positions those fish around the pilings that he's fishing. If he can get this one in the net with the rod and reel and all, this will be keeper number 7.
We got him.
It's great to see the Kellogg's Pro back in form. He had not made a top 10 all season long until this event here on the Potomac. You know how bad he wanted this, Charlie.
He wants it bad, and he's going to make the most of it.
The way he's fishing now, you'd never know he had a tough season up to this point.
Yeah. God, that feels good.
Over to another Kellogg's Pro now. This is Sam Newby, hoping to qualify for the Forest Elwood Championship in Hot Springs. This is his last chance to do it. He has got to finish this event in at least 6th place.
And that's a lot of added pressure on Sam Newby. Got one hooked up here. In a rush to get this one in the boat. He needs every single ounce.
That's my depot.
That is keeper number 8 for him, so he can cull.
3 1/4.
Back over to Land O'Lakes Pro, Jerry Williams. He's on board with the co-angler, Jason Cordial. Jerry has caught 12 keepers so far, but you can only keep 5 in the live well. Here is number 13.
He is on fire, keeping his co-angler busy with the net.
Only his 5 biggest fish will go with Jerry Williams to the weigh-in scale, and Jerry's got plenty of big fish on board.
3-pounder, ain't it? Hi, I'm Jerry Williams. We'll be right back with some more great fishing on the Potomac River.
You're looking down on the angler that has been on the biggest fish so far today, Mike Iaconelli in the banana boat. He's running away with it so far. And here's Greg Hackney. He would love to win here, but more importantly, he's hoping to stay ahead of Toshinori Namiki and clinch the Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year title, and this may help.
It certainly will. That is keeper number 7.
Really just, you know, pulled real slow and got the hook in that one. So cool.
Good solid keeper, but he needs to catch some really big fish if he wants to put any pressure on our leader, Mike Iaconelli.
$200,000 on the line for first place, and Ike is continuing to bring him into the boat. He landed number 6 just a moment ago.
Big one. Oh, God, it's a giant.
Another big fish for Mike Iaconelli, and look at him. What a day, and then a breakdance on the front of the boat.
He's having fun. Mike's fishing the weed beds with a Berkeley sinking power minnow. He's using that with 10-pound test line, so it floats down through the hose neck grass really, really slow, and the fish really, they love it with that action, and he's pulling them out of those weed beds.
Now back to Mike Iaconelli once again, and the man fishing out of the banana boat has got another one. What has this co-angler got to be thinking at this point? He doesn't want another hug.
This is another huge fish. Again, he's catching bigger fish than anybody else because he's using lighter line, but that's dangerous in those weed beds. Wow! I knew that was coming.
Oh, and
I didn't know that was coming. Yeah, I didn't know that was coming at all.
That is a first on the Walmart FLW Tour. A headstand on the front of the boat, and Mike really does have great form as well.
He certainly does. Really technically very correct. And here's a unique look from the Chevy cap cam upside down.
Are we getting this on film? Please tell me this is on film.
Absolutely.
He's having the kind of day every angler would dream about, just bringing in monsters. Back now to Clark Wendland and his co-angler Merle Wells Jr. This is Clark's first top 10 this season. Usually he's leading the pack, as we see in today's Castrol Flashback.
From Cedar Park, Texas, the fishing man from Aggieland, Clark Wendland.
Clark Wendland made Walmart FLW Tour history in 2000 with an unprecedented second Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year title. With that and the one he picked up in 1997, this Kellogg's Pro is a legend on the tour. But Charlie, this is his first top 10 finish in over a year. Clark looking to finish off strong.
Cranking those dock pilings, again, using the current position of fish, and he's catching some quality fish. This is a beautiful fish, over 4.5 pounds. A great start for him.
Kellogg's Pro Clark Wendland knows he's not going to make the FLW Tour Championship this year. He has struggled mightily, but here he is in the top 10. He'd like to win this event to put a little bit of a cap on his season, and he's doing very well this afternoon.
He's got it going, closing the gap on Iaconelli with some quality fish.
Here now is Castrol Pro Carl Sweebeck. He had a big fish early this morning. This is going to fill out his limit.
He's throwing a spinnerbait right over the top of those isolated clumps of grass, and the fish are coming up and murdering it. He's got something going here.
Yes! All right. All right.
He is going to need another kicker fish to match Ike's weight, though.
Thank you. Thanks. All right. Whew.
Gotta be excited for the Castrol Pro, Carl Sweebeck, his first top 10 this year. Over now to Gary Yamamoto, who is still working the pilings. He too needs a kicker if he's gonna catch up to Ike. But look at this, it's his co-angler who's on one.
Gary fishing for $200,000, but he dropped what he's doing, grabbed the net, gonna net it for Pat Wilson, his co-angler. Taking his time.
Ready, Gary? Yeah!
Big fish. Gary, I'm sure would love to have that one.
That was it.
$40,000 on the line to the winning co-angler today, and Pat Wilson just took a big step towards winning that prize. The pressure is on, but good sportsmanship still takes the day. The final minutes of today's competition when we come back. The Potomac River flows by the nation's capital. Today, it is the capital of big bass, the final event of the regular season, and there is a lot on the line for everyone. Here's George Cochran. This is his first top 10 appearance since 2001, and you can be sure he'd like to take home the $200,000 first prize.
To add to his over $1.2 million in prize money he's won, George is currently 33rd in the Angler of the Year standings, which means he'll qualify for the Forest Elwood Championship in Hot Springs on Lake Hamilton, his home lake.
That's what I needed. About 2 more like that. Yes, yes.
That's about as excited as Gentleman George will get.
No break dancing for George.
George thinks he may be a little over the hill for the break dance. Hey, here's the only problem with fishing bridge pilings. Trains going over your head. But Toshinari Namiki has been doing this all week long, meticulous in his approach. He will catch a fish, mark the piling in which he caught the fish by, the time that he caught the fish at the piling, and then he'll return there the next day to see if fish are still around. And look at Namiki stretching out, keeping a foot on the boat, which you have to do, bringing another fish in.
This bridge has been really good to Namiki all week long. He starts there every day. He's the only angler in the tournament that's found the fish on this location.
In fact, Charlie, you can look within miles around and there is nobody else in sight. Here's Greg Hackney. He's been in the same area all week long as well. Earlier this week, he shared this body of water with about 25 different boats. Now he has it all to himself, and he's been pulling in a lot of fish today, just not the size of our leaders.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Look at there. Old blind hog still can catch one.
He sure can. As the saying goes, a blind hog can find an acorn every now and then. Certainly, Greg Hackney is not a blind hog. He's a very talented angler who knows how to get the most out of this weed bed.
That one is much better than what I've been catching.
They're still going to have to get bigger to catch up to Mike Iaconelli. Is making a very serious play to carry this tournament. And just look at the fish that he's culling.
Keith, just a few minutes ago, he added 2 more huge fish to his stringer. What a day he's having, a dream day. And he's having fun at it.
Catch a bite out of that. Yeah! Woo!
He's going to wear out the hand of his co-angler with all the high fives, too.
I've never had a day like this in my life. And I've been tournament fishing a long time, man. I mean, you pull up to the end of the day spot and catch a 5-pounder. It just doesn't make sense.
This is amazing. He's got 2 huge fish on here. One of them is going to have to be thrown back. Every other angler in the top 10 will give his eye teeth to have one of those in his live well. He's going to throw it back into the river.
And Charlie, we have seen so many quality fish caught out of the Potomac today. Why is this such a great river?
It is a very fertile tidal river with the key aquatic vegetation, which provides great cover for the forage. When you've got good forage, you'll have healthy, growing fish. This is a fantastic place to go fishing.
7-Up Pro JT Kinney calls this place home. So we asked him to show us around.
Hi, I'm JT Kinney. Today the FLW Tour is in my home state of Maryland, and I'm going to take you on a little tour of the area. He's mad! This is the Maryland state flag. It's like a coat of arms or something. I don't know. Let's go out on the river. Me and my buddy Chad, we're going to go check it out. Here we are at Fort Washington. It's a historical landmark on the Potomac River. Another cool aspect, you have the Washington Monument and the Capitol building right in the background.
I crush your head, I crush your head.
It's one of my favorite places to fish, right at the base of Washington National Airport. You can catch a big one and watch the planes take off.
I got him! Help, it's a big Yeah! Woo!
Hey, we caught a fish today. You want to see it?
$500,000, yeah! It's my game! Oh, God, he's got one, too! Oh, yeah! We got him, son!
This is what Maryland's known for right here, crabs.
Spice them up real good.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Ow. Still waiting on our crab. Ha ha. Ooh, I got something. You take your knife, stick it in there.
This is the real way. Cut their legs off. Aren't y'all like supposed to be up there at Walmart?
Protect and serve. Ride the buggies. Hey, we caught one. What do you think of that?
FLW rule!
Mount Vernon, this is where George Washington.
President, he wants to go fishing with us.
I don't have time.
We hope you enjoyed the tour.
We're headed off to Hot Springs, Arkansas. We'll see you at the next stop at the FLW Championship.
Bye.
See that hat.
JT, Chad, thank you very much. The second to last day of the regular season is coming to an end. It's been great for just about everyone, but the story of the day is Mike Iaconelli. No one could keep up with his catches or enthusiasm.
Potomac River, largemouth, baby. That's the way to start the day out. Yeah! Yeah!
Move that boat, brother.
Yeah! 6 pounder. 4 fish in the well, heart pounding, confidence through the roof, baby. Yeah! Yeah! Oh my God! Potomac River, largemouth bass.
This season, we kicked off the FLW Fantasy Fishing Challenge presented by Chevy, where your winning picks could net you $1 million. Nobody won the big prize, but Aaron Corlew from New York State won a 2005 Ranger Z Comanche boat package worth $40,000. That's the Family Fun Zone outside the weigh-in tent here in La Plata, Maryland. And it's where we asked the angler.
Wow, if I could take anybody fishing that I wanted to.
I'll look right there.
That's a pretty tough question.
I'm ready.
It'd be Bob Stoops, head coach of the University of Oklahoma.
Donald Trump. Then I'd hit him up for an endorsement deal.
Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner.
You're fired.
If I could take anyone fishing, it would be my wife and kids.
My beautiful granddaughter, Jordan.
It would be my dad.
I'd take my kids fishing. My wife and my kids.
If I could take anyone fishing,
The president, George W. Bush.
I'd take George Bush.
George W. Bush. I understand he likes bass fishing as well.
He could probably use a break for a day, too.
If I could take anyone fishing,
It'd probably be my sophomore chemistry teacher. He pulled me to the side and said I would never make it, so I wrote a chemistry degree into a bass fishing career. I'd take him out, but I wouldn't bring him back.
if I could take anybody fishing, it'd probably have to be Britney Spears. Jessica Simpson.
It would be Kelly Ripa.
Do I really have to tell you why?
Because she is smoking hot.
Brittany, if you're out there, call me.
The patented laugh of Chevy Pro Jimmy Houston. It's got to be lonely out there on the water all day. Inside the weigh-in tent, the fans are almost as excited as the anglers. Let's go to the scale.
And a great start for Sam Newby. Kellogg's Pro, 5 fish for him. Total weight here, 14 pounds, 14 ounces, a pretty good day.
George Cochran has a pretty good day, too, right behind Newby. And Castro Pro Carl Sweebeck brings in a 6-pound fish to help him to a 12-pound, 10-ounce limit. Gary Yamamoto put down his rod to help his co-angler, but he, too, managed a limit. And Jerry Williams almost ties Gary with 14 pounds, 12 ounces. Now, it's Kellogg's Pro Clark Wendlandt.
5 fish for Clark Wendlandt. A new tournament leader, 17 pounds, 4 ounces.
What a day for Clark. Meanwhile, Toshinori Namiki needs to finish in the top 3. He's not there yet. Greg Hackney is still positioned to be the 2005 Angler of the Year. He has got to keep his lead tomorrow. And like all the pros, Brent Chapman has a limit, but nothing king-sized. And last but not least, Mike Iaconelli, a.k.a. Ike.
Whoa, man! 2 monsters out there on the Potomac River for a 5-fish limit. Make sure we get it perfectly right. 21 pounds even, a new leader, Mike Iaconelli.
Mike Iaconelli dominates day 3, almost 4 pounds ahead of the nearest competitor. And Toshinari Namiki edges ahead of Greg Hackney. If Toshi keeps moving up tomorrow, he could win the Angler of the Year title. Snicker's Big Bass Award is hooked by pro Danny Correa, who tips the scales with this 6-pound, 9-ounce toad.
6 pound, 2 ounce.
This one fish worth $1,750, not bad for one cast. Correa also qualified for the Forest Elwood Championship. On the co-angler side, Pat Wilson takes top honors with his 14-pound, 6-ounce limit. Anchored by the 6-pound bass, Gary Yamamoto helped him land. So Pat Wilson goes home with the Chevy Open co-angler title and $40,000 in only his second Walmart FLW Tour event. Here's how the rest of the co-angler field finished. We'll see the season's top 48 co-anglers at the Forest Elwood Championship. But the pros are not done yet. There is one more day left in the regular season, and they will be swinging for the fences next. This is the beginning of the end, the final day of the regular season. One more opportunity for one of these anglers to get a Walmart FLW Tour win, and one more day to decide who the season's greatest angler is. It's a face-off between Toshinari Namiki and Greg Hackney. One will be the Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year. Greg Hackney had a tough start, but with a 7-point lead, he's not worried. And after a second-place finish last season, he wants this title more than anything in his career.
Even when I'm not catching, I'm confident that the way I fish, we'll catch them. So it keeps me going. And but I'm really sick of these second places. I'd really want to know what number 1 feels like.
Toshinari sits 1 place ahead of Greg Hackney, but his destiny is not in his own hands. The Hack Attack will have to falter in order for him to win.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm thinking about Angler of the Year, but most important things is just concentrate fishing.
Kellogg's pro Clark Wendland currently sits in 2nd. He's used to being on top. Winning this tournament would mean redemption after a bad season.
It's been tough on me more mentally than anything. I think I'll get this back. Fishing will come back, and I'll do well again. It goes in streaks, and hopefully it'll be on a good streak now.
And the leader of the pack is Mike Iaconelli in his first Walmart FLW Top 10. He is the only angler consistently catching the big ones.
Yeah!
I get excited on every fish that comes in the boat, whether it's a 2-pounder or a 10-pounder. And that's the truth. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be pumped up tomorrow. Every fish that comes in my boat, something's going to happen. I can guarantee you that. Something's going to happen. You hear it?
We hear you. After this tournament, only the championship remains. The best of the best battle it out in Hot Springs, Arkansas. And you can catch it all right here on FSN. Check your local listings for dates and times. Join us next time for the conclusion of the regular season here at the Chevy Open, where one angler will win $200,000. Another, the Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year. Log on to FLWOutdoors.com for complete tournament coverage and live webcast. For Charlie Evans, I'm Keith Leibowitz. Thanks for watching. Yeah! Potomac River, a season of challenges, is down to one all-or-nothing day and a non-stop fight to the finish. Reputation won't win it. Desire isn't enough. The strongest and smartest will survive, and one will be named the best. In the sprint to the finish, a moment wasted is an opportunity lost. Go all the way or go home. One last chance, one final day.
That's what I'm talking about. Who's going down here? Damn, look at that bad boy. Oh, yeah. Holy cow. There he is, folks, your champion. $500,000, Richard.
This is the Potomac River, stretching more than 380 miles long. A river that reflects some of the most historic landmarks this country has to offer. And a river that has plenty to offer up itself. For beneath its surface lie trophy bass that could land one of our top 10 anglers the $200,000 first prize. It's the final regular season event of the 2005 Walmart FLW Tour. From La Plata, Maryland, it's the inaugural Chevy Open presented by Kellogg. Hello, everybody. I'm Keith Leibowitz, along with Charlie Evans. Final day of competition here on the Potomac River, and what a fantastic shootout we have in store for you. The guy sitting on top of the hill right now is Mike Iaconelli, the wild one, a very well-known angler who's done nearly everything in his career except win an FLW Tour event.
This is his first FLW Tour top 10, and he's taking full advantage of it. Went out yesterday and cracked a 21-pound stringer. What a day he had. Mr. Excitement is going for it today.
Guy right behind him is a two-time Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year. Kellogg's pro Clark Wendlandt hasn't even come near tasting the top 10 this year. His best finish before this event, 81st. But he's in the top 10 field, and he's back.
Hey, he's hungry for victory here. He had a tremendous day yesterday. 17 pounds, 4 ounces, normally enough to have him on top. But with Iaconelli's stringer, he's in second place, but he could take it from here.
And Charlie, this is really a tale of two tournaments. Not only are we going to crown a Chevy champion and award somebody $200,000 for the first prize, but we're also going to crown a Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year. And there's two guys vying for it. And how ironic is it that both of those guys are here in our top 10 field, Greg Hackney and Toshinari Namiki.
They've had a great year. We've had 6 events. Now we're down to the final day of the final event, and the title still hasn't been decided. Greg Hackney came in with a 7-point lead, and he left the door open yesterday. If Toshi cracks a big stringer, he could take it today.
A tug of war for the Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year title. The final rankings in today's tournament will determine who wins that coveted prize. Hackney is currently 7 points ahead. As long as he finishes this tournament in the top 7, Namiki will not be able to make up the difference. And these anglers are a very tight-knit group, and even as Hackney and Namiki are going head-to-head for the title, they still find time to chat it up.
I had a really bad day yesterday. You know, I had as many opportunities yesterday or more than I've had any day this week. I made a lot of adjustments last night. I'm fishing there with a lot of fish. I have not lost my confidence at all.
The rest of the field is focused on a different prize, winning the final tournament of the regular season. Today is their last chance, but there's a big obstacle standing in their way. Kellogg's pro Clark Wendlandt is going to need a big bag to catch Mike Iaconelli.
For me, my eyes on the prize, and I want to win one this year so bad. I've never made an FLW top 10. The feeling of being here is just phenomenal. And I really want to close this one up. So I feel like once that trolling motor drops in the morning, my focus is going to be 100% on catching fish.
And he won't be the only one. This is the last day of the 2005 regular season. All these guys in the top 10 know this is their chance at winning the $200,000 first place prize here at the $1.25 billion Chevy Open. And it's $100,000 for second place.
And here's how the leaderboard looks this morning, Charlie. Anglers will combine their weights from yesterday and today to determine the winner. Mike Iaconelli, as you see, with just under a 4-pound lead. There's almost an 11-pound spread between the first and last placed angler here. But on this river, we have seen some really fantastic catches.
On the first day of the event, we saw our heaviest one-day catch of the entire year. Over 2,300 pounds of fish caught by our anglers on day one. 180 of the 200 pros had a 5-bass limit.
In fact, Charlie, it was the third heaviest weight total in FLW history. We're about 25 miles outside of Washington, D.C., right in the middle of the eastern seaboard. The Potomac River forms Maryland's southern border. The tournament is headquartered in Charles County, and the launch ramp is in General Smallwood State Park. And here's a familiar sight, Toshinari Namiki fishing the base of a railroad bridge just like he did in day 1, day 2, and day 3.
Started here all 4 days of the tournament, less than 10 minutes from the ramp at Smallwood State Park. And he's already got his first keeper of the day hooked up. Let's see if he gets it in.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay, maybe 2.5. It's okay start.
Nice jump start for Toshinari Namiki. Meanwhile, Greg Hackney, coming off a very frustrating day, has got to stay focused to win the Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year title.
He's got one here.
Very good. Oh, it didn't come off, did it? Oh my gosh, that was a big one.
Oh man.
This is not going to be a repeat of yesterday. I promise you. I thought I had him. I had him stuck. You know, I was like, God, load it if I got one. You know, that's what I was thinking. God.
And Greg's having a tough time getting him out of that thick grass.
Land O'Lakes angler Jerry Williams is having a great morning. Just 7:20 in the morning, and he's already got 3 in the boat, and now he's on fish number 4.
He had 13 keepers yesterday. The best 5 weighed nearly 15 pounds, so he's got to catch some bigger fish to move up and have a shot at winning $200,000.
Number 4 is a better fish than the first 3. 3-pounder. Potomac bug, right there. Boy, what a little bait.
That's a decent-sized fish, but it may not cut it in this tournament. That's because of this man, Mike Iaconelli. He's leading after his dream day yesterday.
This is a whole new day. I'm in last place as far as I'm concerned. With the caliber of fishermen out here, you're never safe to ride a lead here. I won't be happy unless I catch 5 of the best fish I can catch today.
The former Bassmaster Classic champ is looking to put his stamp on the Walmart FLW Tour. He is one of the most well-known anglers in the world. The East Coast boy from New Jersey, Michael Iaconelli.
Yeah! You see that? Yeah! Please tell me this is on film. I'm going to tell you, I've never, ever made a cut in FLW.
Go catch some fish.
I've worked really hard. And this is the payoff of all that work, you know? Ever since this beautiful dryer sheet fell out of my pocket, I've been catching some big toads out there.
You know, I keep carrying it around. It's kind of getting holy, but the magic happened today, brother. The magic.
A new leader, Mike Iaconelli.
Yeah! I don't fit the mold of a fisherman, you know, the traditional fisherman. You know, the life of a professional fisherman isn't that glamorous. Let me smell this. You know, oh, it's a little hard. People are like, whoa, in the beginning, you know? Let me just hold you for a second. Yeah! I'm sorry for the hug. I'm not gonna kiss you, though. When I first started in the sport, I felt a need to conform. But once I established myself in the sport and I realized you love the sport, be yourself. Never give up! Woo! Yeah! Yeah! Every fish that comes in my boat, something's gonna happen. I can guarantee you that. Who's your daddy, baby? Who's laughing now? Who's laughing now? Something's gonna happen, you hear it? Ah! I'm out here, I'm passionate about the sport. I love the sport. I'm in it for the right reasons, and for me, there's nothing better than figuring out how to catch fish. Love it. FLW, Potomac River, it doesn't get any better than that.
It doesn't get much better than being in the lead of a $200,000 first prize event.
Big one. Big one. God, it's a giant. It's a giant. Oh, God!
He's nervous right now.
Been on big fish all week.
Ah! Ah! What are you looking at? What are you looking at?
The Castrol Crane Cam is looking at you, Ike.
Mike Iaconelli may look like he's down for the count, but I don't think he's finished yet.
Yeah! 1 pounder! Yeah! Woo! Yeah!
He is one of a kind.
Hi, I'm Mike Iaconelli, and you better stick around for more giant tidal water bass at the FLW Chevy Open.
Kellogg's pro Clark Wendland had a fantastic day yesterday, good enough that, well, normally would have put him on top of the leaderboard, but Mike Iaconelli had an even better day. Clark is second, but can he win this event, Charlie?
He's catching quality fish using a crankbait, throwing around pileys. Here, just expertly put that bait right up under that building. Got a good solid fish hooked up. Take your time. With the crankbait, they can pull off pretty easy. This is quality fish into the net.
You won't see any breakdancing, you won't see any screaming, but Clark is definitely fired up.
Oh. God, we needed that one. God, thank you. Lord, thank you for that fish. That is a nice fish.
3.5 pounder, what a great way to start this final day. This is Clark's first top 10 of the year. He's been struggling some. This is a great start for him today.
Yeah.
Oh, and you can see how bad he wants it, too. Here's Castrol pro Carl Swiebeck. Yesterday, he started south of the launch ramp. Today, he's about 10 miles north. Both areas looking very similar out in the open water.
But underneath, huge grass mats there. He's throwing a spinnerbait over top of them. Yesterday morning, he caught this beautiful fish on a spinnerbait. 6-pounder to get his day started just exactly right, and proceeded with that spinnerbait to catch a lot of fish during the day. But what a difference a day makes. Today, his start early in the morning, same spinnerbait, same weed beds, totally different results. All misses. The fish are biting, but he's not getting them hooked up.
A tough start for Carl Swiebeck, looking for the biggest paycheck of his career.
Getting frustrated. Made one pass through. I'm just debating on whether to make another pass or to run.
Carl Swiebeck has a decision to make. By the end of the day, Greg Hackney may be the Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year. It's an honor he's been waiting his whole career for, and now his future is in his hands. The Angler of the Year award goes to the pro with the highest season-long point total. The higher you finish in each event, the more points you get. At the first tour stop on Lake Okeechobee, Kelly Jordan got off to an early lead by winning the tournament, but he wasn't able to stay on top for long. Rookie Bobby Lane, with 3 top 10 finishes in the first 3 events, was the early favorite for the Angler of the Year.
I was a nobody out there fishing, and all of a sudden, I'm a somebody out there.
JT Kinney also made a top 10 at Lake Toho. The Florida Flipping King displayed the type of determination and consistency that would keep him right behind Bobby Lane. At the Walmart Open on Beaver Lake, JT finished 20th to Bobby's 96th, and that put Kinney in the lead with 2 events to go. But all along, Toshinori Namiki has remained consistent. 4 top 10 finishes, including 1 championship, have kept him in the running.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm thinking about Angler of the Year.
Anthony Gagliardi was also a model of consistency, finishing no lower than 59th and a top finish of 17th. Meanwhile, Greg Hackney was working his way up the leaderboard. His 4th place finish at Lake Wheeler put him 16 points behind JT Kinney. And after Kinney's 114th place finish and Gagliardi's 37th at the Chevy Open, the door was open for Hackney.
Not to jinx myself at all, but the odds are in my favor.
But his lead is a slim 7 points ahead of Namiki. So after a year of battling against the best pro anglers in the world, it comes down to the final day of the regular season with these 2 pros battling for the top prize.
It doesn't get any better than this. Our 2 Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year contenders both making the final cut.
And here's Greg Hackney hooked up again, and he lands that fish quickly into the boat. He has been fishing the same 250-yard stretch all week long and has been producing quality fish.
I may be doing just a little better job than I did yesterday.
Yes, he is.
Better put him in the little fish side, too.
He hopes to call that one later.
Here's Toshinori Namiki trying to overtake Hackney. It's a long shot, but we've seen some big fish on this river.
All right. Yeah, nice fish. No, not so big, but keeper.
At first he thought it was a huge fish, but it is a keeper fish. He needs every single one he can get.
That's okay, just 2 pounder, but it's fish. I need this size right now.
Any size until he gets to the 5 bass limit, then he's got to call up, find some bigger fish if he hopes to overtake Greg Hackney.
That fish goes into the live well. This is a day with very high stakes and a lot of action still ahead.
I'm Toshinori Namiki, fishing for Angler of the Year. Come on back.
You're looking down on an angler who is very familiar with tidal water fishing. Mike Iaconelli from New Jersey, and he's having a great tournament. Over now to Brent Chapman.
Buzzbait, it's your turn.
There we go. Oh. On his first cast after switching to the buzzbait.
Yeah. How about calling that one?
He didn't call that one. His 9th keeper of the day, and it's not even 9 o'clock yet.
He is pulling him in, but he needs to work on quality here, not quantity.
He's definitely bigger.
By the way, Brent Chapman will be at our championship.
Thank you, Mr. Fish.
And speaking of landing quality fish, here is a guy who's been showing us how it's done all week long, fishing out of the banana boat, Mike Iaconelli.
The only man in the top 10 using light line in the weed beds. 8-pound or 10-pound test line, and it's working for him.
Big one, giant. Oh, God, giant.
I don't think it's as big as he thinks it is, but it's a good quality fish coming out of the weed beds. He's getting more bites with bigger fish because he's using that light line, and the bait thinks a little differently.
Yeah! Yeah!
Once again, Mike Iaconelli proving that he is the force to be reckoned with here on the Potomac.
He promised us action today when he left the ramp, and he's delivering on that promise.
And you're right, Charlie, that fish is not as big as the others that he has brought into the boat. It's going to go into a different live well so he can cull it later in the day. This is Kellogg's Pro Clark Wendland, second place after yesterday, and one of the greatest anglers on tour. After a tough season, he's coming back. He's a two-time Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year. Please welcome to the stage, Kellogg's Pro Clark Wendland.
Yeah, 2 limits in a row. Rob Newell told me I'm taking baby steps, so heck, sooner or later I'll get there. You know, being a two-time Angler of the Year has been an incredibly frustrating year. I started off with a bad tournament, and you know, it just kind of snowballed. And the financial part of it has been tough. It's been tough on me more mentally than anything. You know, when you have no money coming in, you feel like, you know, you're the provider and you're trying to provide and you're not doing it. You know, without the support of my wife and kids, having a bad year like this would be way worse. I'm just gonna have to set my mind to do it and go fish. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, all it takes is one great tournament and to get that momentum going and get on a roll. So if I can win this one, we'll forget about the rest of the year.
He's been on a roll in this tournament. He got himself right behind Iaconelli yesterday, and he's definitely within striking distance. And here's another one for the Kellogg's Pro.
Clark has changed patterns, too. He's gone from throwing a crankbait around pylons to flipping in some real heavy cover down trees along the edge of the bank.
It's a good fish. Not as big as we need, but I guarantee you it's a good fish.
Arguably the most successful angler on the Walmart FLW Tour is making a run at the Chevy Open title. Back now to Carl Swebeck, who's making some long cast. In fact, you might even want to call him long shot because he's got nothing in the boat so far, but here is a hookup for the Castrol Pro.
Nice one.
Finally, after several early misses, he's finally getting one in the boat.
Right.
Using a spinnerbait, his bread and butter lure all week long.
Whew. Right. That's a start.
A good start. Maybe this will get him going.
Carl is on the board. We now move over to Kellogg's Pro Sam Newby, who is on the bubble for a spot in the Forrest Elwood Championship. Only the top 48 anglers get to go. Sam needs to finish at least 6th to make it.
Number 5. Ain't big, but it's 5.
A very important fish that makes his limit for the day and moves him currently into 3rd place. If he can hang on there, he will qualify for the Forrest Elwood Championship in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Hi, I'm Sam Newby. Stick around for more of the Chevy Open on FSN.
It is the final day of the 2005 Walmart FLW Tour regular season. The Chevy Open on the line, and so is the Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year award. And just by looking at his deck, you know that this angler is busy. It's Greg Hackney, and he has come alive today. 9 keepers so far in the boat, and here is another hookup for Hackney.
Baby, don't come off. Don't come off.
You hear the braided line.
Don't come off. Don't come off. Don't come off. Please be on there. Please be on there.
Is there a fish in there? Yes!
Woo! Got that sucker.
65-pound test, Berkeley braided line. Muscle those big fish out of that thick vegetation, and Greg is pouring it on.
Don't come off. Don't come off. Don't come off.
He is doing exactly what he needs to do right now, Charlie, to lock up the Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year award. After a bumpy start yesterday, Greg Hackney is landing them.
I thought I screwed it right enough. Man, it makes me feel better.
Charlie, with the Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year award still up for grabs, Greg Hackney told me after yesterday's weigh-in he was totally disappointed in himself. And he also added that he was going to come out here on the final day of competition and catch the largest stringer of any angler out there.
Even with the big stringer, he probably won't be able to overtake the leaders. He'll be able to maintain his lead over Toshi. Greg's off to a great start, and Namiki right now is struggling.
And really, no matter what he does here, Toshi seems to be one step behind Greg Hackney. But Charlie, I don't want to diminish what Toshinari Namiki has done all season long. 4 top 10s, an amazing accomplishment.
4 top 10s and a victory on the Washita River. He's had a tremendous year, and he's having a good tournament here. He's going to have a good finish.
Yeah. Nice 4-pounder. I got it. I got yeah.
Miki trying to make it 2 in a row for Japanese anglers, winning the Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year. Last year, it was Shinichi Fukai. Here is Tour veteran George Cochran, who is staying in the game as well. 6 keepers already in the boat today. He's fishing out of the B.F. Goodrich boat.
And flipping around dock pilings, a major structure here on the river.
Another one.
Top 10 finish here will guarantee him a shot in the championship.
Here's Gary Yamamoto. He's a great fisherman and one of the biggest names in the bait business. Yesterday, he proved he is a true sportsman as well. And that moment is today's Fuji Fine Picks Photo Flashback. With $200,000 on the line, Gary stopped fishing to help his co-angler, Pat Wilson, land this 6-pounder.
6.
Wilson went on to become the co-angler champion at the Chevy Open. Now back over to Gary fishing out of the Energizer boat.
He's got 3 small keepers in the boat already. Here's a quality fish for number 4 against steel throwing a bait that he designed and manufactured, the Cinco bait, and it works really good throwing around those pilings. Drops right down beside the pilings. The bass just picks it up as it's on the fall.
1 keeper.
Not to confuse the viewers, he does have 3 small keepers in the other live well. He wants 4 more just like that.
Finally got a fish.
Unlike Gary, Carl Swebeck is fishing away from the bank, making a lot of long casts. FLW Tour Pro Dave Lefebvre shows us the technique in today's Fishing 101, presented by Lay's.
Making long casts is the key to targets that might hold a fish, so that if you got too close, you wouldn't catch that fish. Right here we got a bridge abutment. Water's kind of clear. That's when you want to make long casts. I've got a bright colored jig on here, and I'm going to try to make an accurate cast. And the key to that is having a supple line, a long rod. This is a 710, coupled with a reel that has a lot of free spool and turn the magnets completely off. It causes a lot of backlashes if you're not used to it. It takes a lot of practice. But once you get good at it, you can make that 50-foot cast. With these tips, you should definitely be able to make longer casts and catch a bigger fish.
Bigger fish, that is exactly what Carl Swebeck needs right now.
There he is.
And he's on one here.
Got 2 keepers in the boat already. This will make number 3, still throwing that spinnerbait over the vegetation. Want to just touch the top of the weeds, and that's when the bass will get it.
Yes, right. All right, it's number 3.
This will be the best finish of the year for Carl Swebeck. Still looking for the big fish also is Mike Iaconelli.
Yeah!
Yesterday, he found him.
Come on, 2 big dock fish and we'll go back to the grass. Come on. Come on!
He's all fired up. I can't wait to see what happens when he lands the next one.
I'm Carl Swebeck. Stay tuned for more action from the Chevy Open at the Potomac River.
We're on the Potomac River outside of Washington, D.C. For American soldiers injured in the Middle East, the D.C. area is their first stop at home. We invited a group of them out for a day of fishing with Walmart FLW Tour pros.
What a great day they had here yesterday, fishing with our pros out there on the Potomac River, and our pros really enjoyed it too.
All right, Mom!
Semper Fi.
Go Air Force! The United States Army. Huh!
When we first came out, he was casting like a girl. He was like,
Their experiences on the Potomac will be broadcast on the American Forces Network.
I enjoyed doing it for what these guys do for us.
To the 800,000 men and women serving our country around the world, thank you.
Great time had by all.
All right, we are back with Mike Iaconelli, who has moved just upriver from the launch ramp. He knows these waters very well. He fished BFL tournaments here before, in fact, Charlie.
Started out in our Northeast division of the BFL. You're exactly right. He knows every weed patch here, and he's working them well.
Big one! Big one! Oh my God! It's a giant! Oh! Oh no!
We knew he would explode for fish number 4. But hang on, I don't think he's done yet.
can't take it. I can't take it. Oh my God. I haven't been here in 8 years.
That's amazing. Fished this spot 8 years ago in a BFL, pulls back in and catches what may be a $200,000 bass, and he is yelling at the top of his lungs.
Look at that. 5-pounder, man. You know, I had an amazing day yesterday in this area, caught 20 pounds in one place. You're so tempted to stay there. Every day is different. Fish the moment. I know I needed some keepers. I decided to come in this area. I thought it wouldn't be fish. It's a hidden little spot. Come in here and catch a 5-pounder to make my 4th fish. That's huge. Huge! Yeah! Yeah!
Now, before we hand Mike Iaconelli the title, remember, he's only got 4 keepers. He needs a limit fish. And here's Clark Wendlandt in 2nd place to start the day. He's already got a limit and then some, and now he's on another fish here, Charlie.
He's caught 6 so far. He's got 5 good fish in the live well. Here is keeper number 7. If you can get this one into the boat.
Get in here.
All right, number 7 in the boat. Oh! He is working the tides perfectly. It's a unique challenge in this event. It's crucial to know exactly how to work the tide. He's got to be at the right place at the right time. On incoming tides, the fish will position themselves upstream from a point or obstruction. That's where they can hide in ambush as bait fish are moved by the tide in the current upstream. We'll cast upstream, let the current carry it down around the point. That's where the fish is waiting and hiding. When it comes around, he'll grab it.
Perfect example. Back to Greg Hackney, and it's all happening for him today. Whatever mistakes he made yesterday, he has certainly corrected them this afternoon. And a few moments ago, he landed this one.
Don't you come off, you big heifer. Don't you come off. Don't you come
He
off.
wanted to keep that one hooked up. He is giving it everything he's got. Already 12 keepers in the boat when he landed this one. This was keeper number 13.
And Greg caught another smaller one after that, and now this is fish number 15. I'll tell you what, he is working as hard as any other pro out there, especially with this thick cover.
Come on. Look at there. Look at there. Look at there.
Making up for his tough day yesterday, fishing the same weed patch all 4 days, 250-yard section of it, and he is working it. Putting a lot of pressure on these fish, keeping the tight line on them. Greg Hackney is undoubtedly one of the greatest anglers in the world with a flipping stick in his hand.
So I'm pretty confident right now. I don't have much longer, but I'm 2 bites away from having over 20 pounds, you know. So I would like to win Angler of the Year and just go ahead and move on up the ladder board a little ways and at least spook some people. I may not can beat them, but at least I can spook them.
Hackney's keeping the pressure on the fish and the pressure on Toshinari Namiki, the only angler that can catch him in the Angler of the Year race. Namiki is still looking for big fish, but time is running out. There's no looking back now. Walmart FLW Outdoors continues. The grassy banks of the Potomac River in Maryland are hiding some big fish. The angler that finds them is going to walk away $200,000 richer. Mike Iaconelli slowing down just a bit. It's been over an hour since he caught fish number 5.
Got him. Good one. Good one. Yeah!
That gave Mike his 5 bass limit. Smaller fish than the one he had before. That one was almost a 5-pounder, but a real good fish. He's got a limit. He's on a roll.
Come on, fish, man. One more good one. Come on. I can do it out here. Come on. I know I can. Have confidence, man. Come on.
Confidence so important at this stage. Meanwhile, Brent Chapman can't stop reeling him in.
That's a fish. I'm trying to pull it away from him. There we go. That one will help.
Keeper number 16 into the boat. He can only weigh in 5, though. He's got to go somewhere where he can catch larger fish. All the fish are running about the same size. If he wants to move up, he's got to catch bigger fish.
Yeah, he's definitely smaller.
And that's how they cull. One's bigger than the other. The small one goes back. Here's Gary Yamamoto looking for his first FLW Tour victory.
He already has a limit in the boat, but 4 of them are small fish. He wants to replace those. He was in 4th place after yesterday, a little under 7 pounds out of the lead. He needs to move it up, and fish this size won't get it done. He's got to find bigger fish if he wants to move forward.
Over now to Land O'Lakes pro Jerry Williams, and he has been landing them all day long. In fact, 15 fish have flown into his boat.
He has been on fire.
Please, come out.
He was in 5th place after the first day, and he's going to move up the leaderboard with this. Every place he moves up means more money, all the way to the top $200,000.
Baby's gonna get his new pair of shoes.
He's gonna get a lot of shoes with the money he can earn at this event. Here's Toshinori Namiki, and at this point, Namiki is gonna need a miracle if he's gonna catch up to Greg Hackney in the Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year race.
With a little over an hour left in the event, here was keeper number 7 for Namiki. But he's going to need a lot of fish like that to make his move.
He's still working the same spot. And look at the line rip through the water there. This is going to be a nice looking fish.
Number 8 headed toward the boat. This will definitely be a fish he can cull with, increase his total weight, move him up the leaderboard in the boat.
Even if Toshinori Namiki does not win the Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year award, this could be one of the most productive seasons we've ever seen in the history of the Walmart FLW Tour, with 4 top 10s.
Including a win in Louisiana. Toshi will definitely be an angler to watch at the Forest Elwood Championship in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Stick around. The exciting conclusion of the Chevy Open from the Potomac River is coming up. We're in the final minutes of the 2005 Chevy Open, and you're looking down at Kellogg's pro Sam Newby, who needs to finish 6th or better to qualify for our championship event. And here's Land O'Lakes pro Jerry Williams, proving he still has what it takes to run with the best of the younger anglers in the competition. And this is the 18th catch of the day for Jerry Williams. Again, you can only bring the best 5 to the scales.
He is having a day he will remember for a long time. A little trouble with the net here, but 18 keepers in one day. This one here will definitely move him on up the leaderboard.
I can use him.
He will replace one of his smaller fish with that fish there.
And every ounce in this event counts, because there are thousands of dollars at stake for each place the angler moves up on our leaderboard.
You know, where you are, anywhere you are in the country, if you can catch 18 keepers and 15 pounds a day, it's just a super fishery. This thing is unbelievable.
Of course, he's one of the best. Not everyone can catch 18 keepers a day. Greg Hackney is hoping to, and if he lands one more, he'll be there too.
In 10th place after yesterday, he wanted to make it up today, and he has 17 keepers. He's caught. Here comes number 18 toward the boat.
Come on, come on. Oh, don't you come off. Don't you come off. Don't you come on. Come on.
He had a heartbreaking 2nd place finish last year in the Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year race. If he can win it this year, he'll get $25,000 in cash, his pitcher on a box of Kellogg's, and a brand new Ranger Comanche boat.
We may be fixing to be on the box of Kellogg's.
Greg Hackney feeling very confident right now.
Because I'm fixing to cull a nice one now.
Greg told me when the morning began that it has been his dream since he started fishing on the FLW Tour to win the Angler of the Year title. The fishing for the day is over, so much at stake as the field heads in for the weigh-in.
Hackney and Namiki locked in the Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year battle. Iaconelli trying to hang on and win $200,000, and Sam Newby needed to finish in 6th or higher to qualify for the year-end championship.
We're heading in. We give it all we could today. Didn't work out exactly like we planned, but had a good tournament. Just glad to be here. Get them next time.
Who knows how things will turn out at the weigh-in. Life can be surprising, as Ranger Boats founder Forrest Elwood tells us in today's FLW Fishtail, presented by Yamaha.
There are so many interesting things happen in life, and a lot of the good ones have happened to me, and I feel so fortunate because people have treated me so good all of my life. And part of it, I guess, is because of my name being a little unusual. My mother probably smiled when she named me Forrest Wood. And just last week, I guess it was, at Ranger, there was an email came in from a man who said that his dad brought him to Arkansas, and I guided he and his dad when he was 8 years old. And then some years ago, he saw the ad for Ranger boats and a man named Forrest Wood. And he wondered if that could possibly be the same man that was guiding him when he was a kid, 8 years old. He looked into it, I guess contacted us maybe and found out yes it was. And last week he took delivery of his new Ranger boat that he bought. So if you treat people right, they stay around and you can do repeat business with them, I guess.
For better or worse, it's time for the anglers to leave the Potomac River behind and find out how they did. When the boats are loaded up, and the fish too, they make an eye-catching procession all the way to Walmart in La Plata. And that's where the weigh-in tent is waiting full of fans. Outside is the family fun zone, a great time for all ages, and it's free. Inside, the only empty space is on stage, and the weigh-in is now underway. Greg Hackney had a great day, and not surprisingly, he takes an early lead. But he's after the Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year title. Toshinori Namiki is up next and takes the top of the leaderboard. He wants the Angler of the Year title too, but beating Hackney will be almost impossible. Brent Chapman can't keep up with Toshi, and he's out of the running. So is Castrol Pro Carl Sweeback, the only angler who didn't catch a limit today. That's bad news for Toshinori Namiki. Greg Hackney leads him by 7 points in the standings and still has fish to weigh in. Hackney is overflowing with emotion on stage. With 2 anglers gone, he almost has it. If one more angler is eliminated, he will win the title. A dream come true.
He has a limit that weighs in at 10 pounds. 8 ounces, not enough. We have a Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year, Greg Hackney.
So Greg Hackney is the 2005 Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year, the best of the best, an honor that may come once in a lifetime and certainly well earned.
I'm very pleased to reward you with the Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
The Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year award is in the books. Find out who wins the Chevy Open and $200,000 next. And you can also visit the website to vote for the Eagle Claw Hook Set of the Day. You voted Chad Grigsby winner for his work on Wheeler Lake. You'll get a $1,000 Walmart shopping cart and the knowledge that the fans know a great angler when they see one. This is turning out to be an electrifying event right up to the finish. The final weigh-in of the regular season is as exciting as we've seen this year. The floor is already covered in confetti, and we don't even know who won the tournament yet. But the Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year race is over, and Greg Hackney a few moments ago took the title. Everyone left in this Texas-style shootout is chasing Toshinori Namiki's lead. Gary Yamamoto can't catch up. He's eliminated. Kellogg's Pro Sam Newby can't beat it either, but he does finish 6th, just high enough to move him into the top 48 anglers on tour. He will be at the Forrest Elwood Championship in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Greg Hackney weighs in his last fish, but it's not enough to stay in the game, although he's already going home happy. What a year for the Hack Attack. Then Land O'Lakes Pro Jerry Williams gets to the scales and steps to the head of the field. Jerry Williams takes the lead. But only until Mike Iaconelli comes up for the first time. He weighs in 3 fish and keeps himself in the game. Next, it's Kellogg's Pro Clark Wendland. He will decide if Mike can keep that lead. Clark had such a great day today, and he wants a win here so bad to wipe away the stain of a very difficult and trying season. He gave it his all, but is it enough to win this event?
We're looking for 9-2, 3 fish that weigh 7-6. Here is fish number 4. 4 fish that weigh 9 pounds, 9 ounces. He's still in. He's our new leader, Kellogg's Pro, Clark Wendland.
And now just 2 anglers are left. Mike Iaconelli, in his first FLW Top 10, has a chance to get his first win. For Wendland, a win here would make his comeback complete. Find out who wins next. We're in the final moments of the 2005 Chevy Open and the regular season. Clark Wendlandt has not had a great year so far, but a $200,000 first place check would sure cure that. But first, Mike Iaconelli is going to make another trip to the scales, and this top 10 first-timer had some incredible catches this week. Yesterday, he pulled some of the biggest fish of the tournament.
6 pounder.
Today, he didn't start well, but he finished strong.
Yeah! 5 pounder, man.
And he's always entertaining. Now back to Charlie to crown our champion.
Into the lap, Ranger live well he goes. We have a champion, Mike Iaconelli. £21 going into the Zuda. When you get back up here, Mike, let's weigh him in quick. Can you get back to the stage? Oh, yeah. All right, let's weigh him in quickly. 2 fish here for Mike Iaconelli. 2 fish. In the official weight, 7 pounds, 9 ounces, a champion.
Mike Iaconelli takes the Chevy Open title. He has dominated the last 2 days, extending the lead he opened yesterday. He wins $200,000. Clark Wendlandt, not too shabby, $100 grand for second place. This is one incredible thing about this sport. Every angler has the same opportunity to win. And when you figure out a winning strategy, you can go right to the top. His first top 10, and now Mike Iaconelli is a Walmart FLW Tour champion. The regular season is over, but now an elite group of anglers heads to Hot Springs, Arkansas for the Forrest Elwood Championship. It's the richest tournament in bass fishing. $500,000 to the winner, and we'll be there to bring you the action. Log on to FLWOutdoors.com for complete tournament coverage and live webcast. For Charlie Evans, I'm Keith Leibowitz. Thanks for watching.